But what we're going to talk about today, just quickly, is the new DC 52. So I've been following a few of the books, and so these are the ones I've got here, which is actually 8 of them. Ultimate Spiderman I'm going to have a quick talk about as well. And there's a few number ones I bought, but I didn't really get into, so we'll just tackle those first. So this is the first one everyone would have bought, was Justice League, was the first one on sale. And so you can see that cover there. And I mean, I don't know, I thought that was a really weird one to start with, because yeah, it's what can I say? It's kind of weird. You've got all the individual characters like Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Aquaman. They all got their own new books in number one starting out again, and they started with the one where they're actually all together. I would have thought maybe you start out and then build up to Justice League number one. But they all instantly connect pretty well, even if you don't read, like I don't read Superman per se. You know, it's all their own storylines, so I think it does pretty well. But yeah, so the new Justice League, and I'll probably say straight up in these videos, I'll be talking about the artwork. I think it's pretty awesome. And Jeff Johns is writing Justice League, Scott Williams is the artist. So just the covers will just show you there. So currently I think most of the books are only up to their 4th or 5th issue. I think I've only got the first 4 of each. Probably tomorrow I think number 5 start going on sale if they haven't already. Most annoying part, I used to collect comics when I was a kid, and you have to now wait for that new issue to come out, and in my case I'm waiting for 8 issues every month. But DC must be loving it. I think they're probably raking in a fair bit out of this new thing they've done. So Justice League. So far, good storyline. I mean, you know, Green Lantern bumping into Batman saying, "You're real," you know, and they're having a bit of, you know, rivalry and, I wouldn't say animosity, but joking back and forth. You know, team up with Flash, you've got Cyborg's just coming out. I think about book 2 to 3 you start really seeing him. In book 4 he's actually doing some tackling. Aquaman's a bit of a weird one in this one. I'm not quite sure I like the look of him, minus the beard. Superman's, and my housemate's probably going to start throwing his dong or something in here. I've locked the door! And he's unlocked the door. Thank you. Do you want to say hi, Ben? Hey, Ben. Ben's saying hi.
Love your work.
Yeah, show off your tats. Okay, so the artwork with these was pretty good. I love the new costumes they've done for everyone. I mean, it's pretty much almost for everyone has a kind of like a body armour. I mean, Superman, he's lost the red undies on the outside, but now it's just a red belt. I think it's probably a good look at the moment. Batman's costume I'm not crazy about. Flash looks awesome. Green Lantern looks fantastic. Love the new art there. Wonder Woman, still not sold on. But yeah, so the storylines there are pretty good in that one. Next up, Blue Beetle. So I wasn't sure I was going to get Blue Beetle, and then I kind of picked up my number 1 and I was like, eh. You know what? I never actually read Blue Beetle. I like the character per se, like when I saw him in cartoons and stuff like that, and the concept of him, but I never really read it, so this is my first time through with this one. And this is obviously this is the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. Let's see the artwork there. And it's finally getting, the storyline's finally picking up. It was a bit slow. I mean, I'm really having to persist with this one. So writers are Tony Bedard and Iguara, Jose and JP Mayer are the artists by the look of it. Never heard of them, but I mean, I'm digging the art so far. This is pretty cool. Blue Beetle is, for those who never heard, obviously, Jaime Reyes, Mexican, Latin sort of teenager, finds a scarab, a blue scarab. It attaches to his back, and he becomes the Blue Beetle. It's basically an organic body armour that he can call up at will. Although he's kind of having a fight with it at the moment. You know, it's really cool the way, like, if it doesn't want him to say something, it starts suffocating or takes away his voice, or you know, it does something to stop him from talking. It looks like the Reach. You've already seen those by issue about 2-3. You got superpowered, you know, humans hunting him for the scarab because the person who was getting it wanted it back, and now you've got the Reacher about to show up, so more blue armoured people, and they're going to try and take it off him or find out what happened, I guess. What are we going next? Nightwing. Oh, this is probably one of my favourites of the lot so far. Nightwing, if you're unaware, is a character from Batman, obviously. The original Robin, Dick Grayson, moved out on his own and took up his own identity, and it's a cool cover. It's like, you know, Nightwing fighting Nightwing. And I'm really glad like he's got his own comic book, because I didn't really see much about him previously. I'm not sure if he had his own book or not, but this one here is going really well, and I dig the new costume. I think previously it was black with some blue across here. It didn't really look the part, but I mean, yeah, this black and red costume, it's awesome. It's kind of like Robin, but you know, darker, and I think that's what the character always needed. But yeah, so that so far is kind of like digging back into his roots. You know, Dick Grayson came from the circus, and yeah, he's getting back there now, and he's actually travelling with the circus, and it's pretty cool. So this is one definitely I recommend you highly read, Nightwing, if you haven't picked it up yet. I mean, I'm sure you can get some back issues somewhere, or they may re-release them again. Oh, hard choice. Let's go Batman: The Dark Knight. I think I did read. I used to read Batman as a kid, and so number one. Obviously, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Everyone knows the story. Don't need to go into that too much. So it's kind of confusing for me, because there's a lot of Batman titles. So there's Batman: The Dark Knight, which is the one I'm reading. There's Batman and Robin, Batman detective stories. I mean, I know DC are probably milking this for all it's worth. I don't know if they needed to restart all of the titles or not, but the one I'm reading is probably the one I picked up one of the other ones as well. I think it was Batman and Robin. I didn't like it. But you've got, out of Batman Incorporated, I think it was, I didn't read much into that, but you've got Batwing, you've got Batwoman, there's all these other Bat titles that have come out of this. If anyone's reading those and you think I should probably pick up one of these, because I haven't yet, I was kind of tempted on Batwing, but I decided not to, because obviously I'm reading 8 different titles already. Let me know, put a comment down. I think this is really good. I'm enjoying the art in it. It's pretty awesome. It's kind of, you know, a good storyline. You've got like Arkham Asylum has a breakout, and all the super villains are kind of, you know, you can see Two-Face there. They're kind of drugged up into, you know, super awesome muscled people. You know, there's a really good shot of, I don't know if you can see that, Joker. He's all ripped up and stuff, and yeah, his catchphrase, "Wait till they get a load of me." It's in there, that one. Good so far. I don't know if I'll continue reading it past. I'll give it till 10 issues, and if I'm not really sold on it, I'll quit it then. But another good one to read. The Flash. How awesome does that look? Currently being written by Francis Manapul and art by Brian Buccoletto. I think I've read some of his stuff or seen the art for him before. It's really cool. The lightning, the red, the costumes, kind of like armoured, with lightning, little flickers of it coming off him all the time. And I guess his access into the Speed Force. Bit of a weird storyline. I'm loving it. He's kind of like, you know, he still works for the crime lab. He's actually been put on to try and find himself. You know, they're trying to work out who the Flash is. It's not that they're not sure which side of the law is. I mean, people say he's helping. The cops are saying, you know, no vigilantes. You've got this, the bad guys in this are called Mob Rule, which are like a little army type thing, and they're all the one person, they're all clones. I won't spoil it though. Not a bad storyline. It's good the way they're kind of like getting him to discover his powers. So he knows he's fast, but they're trying to work out like what he can actually do like beyond that. So, and now he's started thinking fast. So it's like the Speed Force just doesn't speed up his physical, it's also his mental capabilities. That actually got him into trouble at one point. But yeah, so The Flash is good. I definitely recommend that one. So that's part 4 as well. Now, I don't think I've said it before, but I'll say it now. I'm a massive Green Lantern fan. Green Lantern is by far my most favourite comic book character ever. I've been collecting him since I was little. It was probably the only comic that I actually collected. And So let's start, I guess, Green Lantern number 1. Oh, Sinestro on the cover. That was a bit of a shock, and I saw him in green. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So it's pretty cool. I kind of missed some events going on before this, I think, coming out of Brightest Day. I did read Blackest Night. I haven't gotten to Brightest Day yet. And this DC New 52 hit, so I just started getting these because otherwise you'll miss out and you may not be able to find it again. Jeff Johns is writing, and I love the fact that Jeff Johns writes Green Lantern. I think since Rebirth he's been doing like a fantastic job. Blackest Night was, oh my god, just freaking awesome. And yeah, like the art's pretty good in this too. So what you've got here is Sinestro is now a Green Lantern again, after the events just gone past, Brightest Day, Flashpoint, that sort of stuff. And Hal Jordan isn't. Hal Jordan's not a Green Lantern at this point, but he does become one throughout the story, although not a proper Green Lantern. Spoilers, Sinestro can actually create rings and creates a ring for him, but under his control, obviously, not Sinestro's like. So his planet's been enslaved by the Sinestro Corps, it's his own Corps, and they're on a mission to rescue it. Gets a little bit dicey there, although you can still see Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern that he is here in this one. By far worthy of a pickup, I would definitely get that one. Green Lantern Corps, or Corpse, Corps. I think I say Corps here in Australia, I'm not sure what you guys say Corpse over there. It should be Corps. So. Amazing. I'm loving it. I never actually read Green Lantern Corps before, but with this, so basically you've got, start out, you've got Guy Gardner and that's not you. Guy Gardner and John Stewart, they're on Earth and you know, trying to basically soak up some normalance of a life. They're the two Green Lanterns for Sector 2814. You know, Kyle Rayner's off doing his thing, which I'll talk about in a sec. Hal Jordan's no longer a Green Lantern, so you've got these two guys looking after that sector. Trying to fit into a normal life, which isn't really, but this is a different type of Guy Gardner who's always been like a hothead, and he still is throughout the book, but he's trying to get a job, like a teaching position. John Stewart's trying to, you know, do his architect thing, and his constructs are always amazing to look at. But you've got the Green Lantern Corps under attack from an unknown entity, which you can see on that cover there. They're kind of like military types, but they're actually wielding green power of their own, willpower. So it's kind of a hard one. I can't say too much because I'll spoil it. If you get to the end of book number 4, there's a big surprise there, and it's like, wow, you never really thought about that in previous years gone by. Like, how did that stuff get stored? What happened? But good one. Green Lantern Corps, definitely going to keep reading. And of course, what would it be next? Another Green Lantern book. Green Lantern New Guardians, which is obviously after the Blackest Night, Brightest Day. We've got the different corps. And Lafley's on the cover there. Lafley's, he's on the cover. Agent Orange. So Kyle Rayner's basically the Green Lantern star of this book, where you've got Hal Jordan in Green Lantern, and you've got John Stewart and Guy Gardner sharing Green Lantern Corps, which is really cool the way they've divided it up, because you kind of like go, you know, there are so many Green Lanterns now, like Earth Green Lanterns, so what are they going to do with it? But they've managed to just give them their own title, which is flipping amazing. The only Green Lantern one I'm not buying currently is the Red Lanterns, and that's because I'm not so, I don't think they really should have had their own. I don't think they were that interesting. I mean, good as one of the corps, but to have their own, why not just give all the corps their own book, you know? Don't know. So Green Lantern New Guardians. Basically, Kyle Rayner's just minding his own business on Earth, and all of a sudden he's got one of the rings from each of the corps. I'll just find there's a cool image. One of the rings from each of the corps is tracking him down, and where is it? There you go. He's surrounded, so you've got the, you know, the blue lantern, the yellow, the orange, the red, the purple, the pink. They're all there. They're all standing around him, and try to join with him. So he becomes not just a Green Lantern, but an ambassador, I guess, a representative for every corps. But then everyone shows up going, what happened to our missing rings? They've been stolen. So, and particularly, like, it's kind of weird, because Agent Orange LaFleur's, his is avarice, which is obviously like greed, and he's got a ring there, but he doesn't actually give out rings. He has one ring, one lantern, they're his, and all of his core is actually constructs from his own. When he kills someone, they become one of his core. So that was kind of weird, and it all makes sense later when you get down to issue 3 and 4, but I won't spoil it again. This is the hard thing reviewing them. I think it was great artwork. I love the concept of New Guardians. It's a really good book, and I'll keep going all 3 of the Green Lantern ones. I won't stop buying those. They're just fantastic. Now I'm back at number 1. I can finally keep going. I go to the comic store in Sydney, Kings, and I could spend like forever in there just when these new issues come out. It's dangerously bad for my bank account. So yeah, get New Guardians, another fantastic one. Ones I've bought one of. So one that just came out was The Ray. That just came out last month, so I might get issue 2 just to see how it's going. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to buy it. The Light of Vengeance Strikes. Jeez. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not interesting in the first issue, but I'll give it a couple to see how it goes. Static Shock. I love Static Shock, the cartoon. I wasn't sure it was like a comic book. Here in this one, he's like a teenager working. He got a scholarship, apprenticeship to a lab that is giving him some new equipment. He's obviously got like a new shape flying disc there on the cover. I decided it wasn't for me. Maybe for some people that like it, maybe you'll keep reading it and maybe tell me how it goes. But Hawk and Dove, I like the concept of Hawk and Dove. You've got the strong and the light one over there. Dark Grey is a new sort of interesting. Dove is a female. I was never quite sure of. I like the Hank Hall and Don Hall. Obviously Don Hall's dead and he's not back after Brightest Day. But yeah, I don't know. It just took too long of a storyline. I mean, it didn't really interest me again. That one. So it was the same as Static Shock. It was a bit too weird. Firestorm. I was never into the character, but it looked like an interesting one, so I thought I'd pick it up. 2 Firestorms down the bottom. You know what I found? The problem with this one was the story was too convoluted. Right word. It was very hard to follow in this number 1, so that's why I didn't pick up past this one. Superman number 1. Look, I was excited for this, and in all honesty, I was a little disappointed. George Perez and Jesus Marino are doing this one. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I think I preferred the old Superman. Superman, though, in Justice League, being written by Jeff Johns, I quite like. Superman by these guys, and Superman again is like Batman. Superman Action Comics, Superman. There's like 4 different titles or something. I'm not sold. I won't buy another one, but yeah, that's just me on the new DC 52. Yeah, so you go, all the Green Lantern titles, maybe even Rage of the Red Lanterns. I'm not sure on that one. Definitely Green Lantern Corps, New Guardians, and Green Lantern. Definitely Justice League. That's an awesome one. I mean, obviously there's Justice League Dark, Justice League International. I didn't pick up, but looked good on the covers. Green Arrow, I'm kind of sorry I didn't pick up because now I can't find the first few issues, so I won't bother there until they get re-released, or graphic novels maybe. Deadman, the Savage Hawkman first issue was out last month. I might get that one. There's just the problem with the new 52. There's 52 comics a month, or still more coming, and there's only so much money and time you've got. So the ones I've been reading, and I'll keep reading, those 8. Yeah, I'd say read those. If not, pick up a few issues and just see what you like. And if you don't like it, don't keep buying it. That's what I'm going to do. And just a quick one on Ultimate Spider-Man. So this isn't Peter Parker Ultimate Spider-Man. This is the new Ultimate Spider-Man. They're out to issue 5 at the moment. So it's Bendis, Pacelli, and Ponsa. Bendis and Ultimate Spider-Man is just a winning sort of combination. It's fantastic. I love reading it. I'm still reading his other Ultimate Spider-Man, the Peter Parker one, in the graphic novel form, because I missed out on that, and there's a hell of a lot to read. So obviously this is the new Ultimate Spider-Man, and I've only just read this the other day, and I feel so embarrassed because his name is now escaping me. Obviously it starts out, they're trying to recreate, they know Spider-Man came from the lab, and they're trying to recreate the spiders that gave him his powers. Spider-Man's obviously just died at the end of the other Ultimate Spider-Man, and this is the new Ultimate Spider-Man. So that's right, this is Miles. Miles. Now I like what they've done. Spider number 42 escapes from the lab on his uncle's backpack. He goes to his uncle's apartment, he gets bitten by it. Same day he's been given number 42 as a lottery ball to get into a campus, a good school that his parents really want him to get into, because they don't want him to have the same criminal lifestyle his dad and his uncle had growing up. Even though his dad's straight now, his dad's not well against crime. I wasn't sure how I'd react to this. Not that it was a Latino Spider-Man, I'm not racist, not that it wasn't Peter Parker, because I enjoy Spider-Man 2099, and that's not Peter Parker. This is good because it's kind of like Ultimate Spider-Man before, where you had him getting the powers as a kid and then having to deal with it. I think he's a little younger than Peter was when he got the powers though. And he's got this sick black and red costume, that's just amazing, given to him by, well, I won't ruin that. And obviously you can see Spider-Man on the front cover there. Yeah, this was awesome. So you can get, if you missed out number 1 like I did, so you can get 1 to 3 in this, they just re-released the collecting. And then 4 and 5 would still be out, and number 6 will be out this week or next week. If you're curious, read it. I know there's like a lot of Spider-Man titles, spectacular, amazing, blah blah blah. I'm not sure, I haven't collected in a while on Spider-Man, just these Ultimate Spider-Man graphic novels. And maybe you can wait and do the same thing. I find it's easier paying $15 for a graphic novel and then getting 7 to 14 collected. It's easier, I can read it in one hit, and I feel a lot happier for it than reading something that thin and hanging till the next thing. But I guess that's good when a comic book does that. It kind of like leaves you hanging till the next one. I'd read it, definitely. Peter Parker's dead, the new Ultimate Spider-Man, and this is just Ultimate Universe, so the new Ultimate Spider-Man's there. It's good. It's really good. You can see there's an emotional side to it like the other Spider-Man had. When he couldn't save someone, he's got the same thing. I won't give away who, but he feels really guilty that he couldn't save someone, and that kind of spurs him into doing it. So, alright guys, I guess that was my first comics review. I haven't done any before, so hopefully that was okay. I'm going to try not to ramble so much next time. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll do some more hopefully in the next couple of months. I'll get a few more out and we'll do more. Ciao.